How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal, and today we're going to talk about a movie tie-in. As we've said before, movie tie-ins are a slippery slope, kind of wonky in places. Some of them are actually pretty dope, a lot of them aren't. This one kind of falls somewhere in the middle. It's not a terrible game, but there are some things in it that keep it from being great. Also, it's based on a film starring Kevin Costner, and a lot of stuff Kevin Costner did was not stuff that you would expect to be worth making a video game out of, because he did some heavy stuff it just doesn't fit. Kevin Costner video game, it doesn't really match up. This game, because of the source material though, because of what the film is based on, it works. Today, we're going to take a look at Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now, the movie came out in the summer of 91. The game came out in the fall of 91, November, late fall, early winter, whatever. But months apart. And for a lot of movie tie-in video games, that could be a death knell. And for this one, it didn't really help matters. There were some things about this game that kind of didn't really... There were some things that kind of worked against it. The fact that the save mechanic, the password save, didn't really leave you with your inventory when you died, stuff like that. The fact that there's so much going on gameplay wise, there might be a little too much happening gameplay wise, because the game starts you off and starts you off in Jerusalem in a prison. You have to rescue Azim and get out of the prison, and you gotta fight a guard, which changes the game perspective from an overhead exploratory situation to a one-on-one duel situation. And yeah, there's also a thing where you're escaping through the forest or escaping through sewers, as you are at the beginning of the game and later on in the forest, and you encounter groups of enemies. And you have allies with you, and it turns into a thing where you're controlling one character and computer is controlling the other characters. And yeah, they're fighting the other enemies. If you don't equip them with the right weapons, you're stuck. The beginnings of this game, until you can grind and level up Robin Hood, is brutal. Some of the duels can be brutal if you don't really know what you're doing, or you don't have your character leveled up properly. Some of them will lead to you having more characters. Stuff like that. It's just a whole lot going on in this game. But for all that, under the surface, you got a really ambitious video game that did adventure games in a number of different flavors. I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm not a fan of the horse, the horse situation, the chase scenes where you're on horseback, because it kind of it starts you off bad. You're running for your life, and as soon as the game starts, if you're not ready to go, your character will fall off that horse. You lose all your lives. There's no continues. It's that's it. You start over. It's permadeath. There are no continues. The game over screen is all kinds of metal. There's like skulls and yeah, it's crazy. But again, it follows the storyline of the film very, very well. And in the grand scheme of things, that works for a movie tie-in video game. It's one of the things that doesn't really happen a lot. The pixel art for the cutscenes and conversation scenes is kind of janky, but you can get past that because the gameplay itself works. But again, a lot going on, whole lot happening, and it can be overwhelming if you're not really used to doing all that grinding and there's permadeath. It's a weird situation. If you want a copy of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, prices vary. Prices can start pretty cheap, ranging from like between $5 to about $35 for loose carts with boxes and stuff. Complete copies of the game, there's some going for as low as $27, $28. It's easy to find a copy of this game. It's not something that's super difficult. And if you like this title, if you're into the story of Robin Hood, this is a way better option than Super Robin Hood that was a part of Quattro Adventure, you know, one of them unlicensed Comerica games, the gold carts. It's a much better option than that. So yeah, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves doesn't suck. It doesn't have that song from the soundtrack, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, give it a shot. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow. Hey, I wonder if Irem told anybody from HAL that they were making a Lolo game.